Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, here to preview for you or show you some of the reels that I acquired recently at a local flea market, and talk to you about which ones I plan to do some videos on, and a little bit about shopping for the flea market and some of the things to look for and some of the bargaining that you might want to do if you come across them. So I was at a local flea market. I haven't been through in quite some time. The pandemic closed it down initially, and then some of the vendors that were there didn't come back for some time. It was kind of sparsely populated, and then I just decided to go back there, see if anything had happened in the last few months. And the vendors are there, and it proved to be a pretty good day. Searching out some flea market finds and trying to find the opportunity for some fishing reels to fix up and give a second chance, and in some cases just make videos on them so that the viewers can see how these reels come together and how to service them and the like. So let's get started here. So whenever I see a Shimano, it's hard for me not to at least offer something for them. They're a good reel. This one's nice and smooth. It just operates beautifully, and it was part of the package. So let's talk a little bit about what this package was. So I found the vendor, and the vendor had a couple of broken reels on the table, and we started a conversation. There were several there that I had no interest in whatsoever, but there were a few larger saltwater reels that had anti-reverse issues. This is one of them. This is the second, and this is the third. And the first one that caught my mind was this Dayawa 2600, and this one has a anti-reverse issue. It's not working, and he said, well, you know, I don't have the ability to repair these. I just set them aside. Make me an offer on them, and we started having that conversation. And then one of the things that I did that I recommend if you're shopping flea markets at is ask the next question, which is, well, what else do you have? Do you have any more fishing reels or fishing tackle or the like? And see, the answer could be no, and then you're just kind of having a conversation on the reels. But the answer might surprise you. In this case, that's exactly what happened. After we had a conversation about those three reels, this one was part of the later conversation, but when we had a conversation about these, and he said, well, what would you like to pay for them? Kind of start the bartering. I said, well, what else do you have? Do you have any more? They came out with a box that had some more reels in it, and then it was easy then because we put together a bigger deal that enabled me to buy all of them at a reasonable price. So I have three reels here. I have a Dayawa 2600, beautiful reel, good condition, no anti-reverse. We'll take it apart and we'll find out what's going wrong with that. Hopefully that's something that can be repaired and put back to use. If not, there's a tremendous amount of parts here. Beautiful cover. I may have to chase down, see if I can find an anti-reverse part, if that's what's going on there. And then you got a second one. It's the Dayawa RB 2600, and both of these reels are very nice. The difference between this one and that one is the graphite case, but essentially it's pretty much the same reel, and sure enough, the same problem, right? No anti-reverse. And then we have a Quantum Trophy, and this is a big one. It's a nice surf reel. Huge leverage handle on this reel. Crank's nice. It's smooth, and it's just a single ball bearing reel, but it's a nice reel and a great entry point reel. But again, no anti-reverse, and I'm not sure what the deal is with this one. We're going to find out, and we'll show you that. I think we'll do that Quantum Trophy just because I haven't done those, and I'll check my library on the Dayawas. So then we had the other box. What else do you have in the book? What else do you have? We started with this one, and again, it's hard for me not to bid a Shimano 3-ball bearing reel. This is the Shimano 2000, and I like these. We have inshore bay fishing And we also have the Atlantic Ocean near us. And inshore, this reel is hard to beat. It's just reliable, it's smooth, and it's just a nice operator. And I've got a pole to go put that on right away. We also had a classic in there. We have the Mitchell 306. And all of these are in some way and form working. This has got nice paint on it. When you go to a flea market and you're looking for fishing reels, if you're going to use it yourself, it doesn't really matter too much about the condition and the cosmetic effects of those reels. But if you're going to go out and maybe fix it up and get in the resale side of this, then you want to check the cosmetics, because it may not matter to you, but it's going to matter to your customers, and it's ultimately going to have an effect on the end price paid. These are beautiful reels. They're made in France. It's the 306. It's the one up. This is a medium size versus the 302, which were very popular reels. All right, next up then, I found this one, $3. It's a mess, but this is an unusual one. We've all seen the Penn Silver series, and this is the Penn Silver 105 CS. And this one is the first time, I believe the C actually stands for China. This is the first time, I believe, that Penn had the reel made in China. We have a broken handle on it. Some of you may have seen my video where I showed how to remove the arm and replace that arm with a secondary one. There's a pin here. It's kind of hard to see in this video, but there's a pin, a little circle right there. You'll see it's a through pin or a roll pin. It's common in the gunsmithing world. But you knock that pin out, and then if you have an arm that's similar in nature, then you can do that. This has a rotor that's turning, but a main gear that's not. And I don't know why that is, but we're going to take apart this one. The Penn made an awful lot of 105s, but you don't find the 105 CS, the Chinese-made one, that much. So we'll certainly get into that one and show you that. But we also have a whole bunch of other Penn reels in there. So I got a Penn 160, I believe. Yes, a 160. Love the ones with the metal spools. The 160s with the plastic or the Bakelite spools, they tend to shatter over time. This one just needs a good cleanup. You can see that there's film on here, but it's not corrosion. It's not what we would call boat rash or salt or the like, or greening. Just neglect. It's been sitting on a shelf somewhere for a while. Metal spool is always going to stay balanced and do well. Then we have I think this is the 109, this is the Peerless 9. So we have two versions of this reel. People tend to get them confused all the time and think they're buying one or the other. This is a Penn 9. The Penn 9 has the handle, the single knob, has a little bit longer handle. This one's got tremendous UV wear, and you can't fix UV wear. But in this case, the difference between the 9 and the 109 inside is night and day. This one is set up like almost all of the other Penn reels in terms of the way that the yoke and the jack work, the anti-reverse and the free spool. And that's the biggest difference. When you go into free spool here, that handle is not turning. It disengages the spool gear or the pinion gear, and it allows you to cast without moving this. If you have the 109, which is an earlier version, you're going to have the reel that has the two handles on it as opposed to the one. They're going to be the circle handles coming right off of the main shaft there, or the handle arm. It's going to be two, one opposing the other, much like much like this one here. This is an Abu Ambassador, but you get the idea. It's going to have those. They'll be in Bakelite. And when you release the free spool on that, this handle is going to turn backwards. And I can tell you that it's a frequently asked question, and sometimes the reel even gets sent in to me telling me that their anti-reverse doesn't work. Well, it does, but what they were thinking is when I go in the free spool, that handle shouldn't be turning. Not on the Model 9, but on the 109, that is the case. It will backpedal. And then we have one more here that came with the lot, and this one is the 209. It's the Penn 209. This one's made in the USA. It's a later version of it. You can tell by the side plates. This one has a little bit of an up bend here, so somehow when they were taking it off the rod or whatever, that got in the way. That's easily straightened. But when you do this, you want to test the reel. In this case, we've got a little bit of a catch here, and we just did this exercise on twist, but that's not what's causing this one. You'll see that you have braid on here, and you'll see that there's a line caught in the spool. Maybe we can even pull that out, I don't know. So now you don't have it, right? So there's a couple of things going on here. This spool is terribly out of adjustment. You can see that when you pull it over to one side, that you can fit a piece of paper in there. Well, if you can fit a piece of paper into that spool, you can certainly fit line in there, and the line's going to trap and it's going to be a problem. How do you solve that? Well, this is your spool adjuster right here, and a couple of quick turns that'll take the gap out of it. And then the proper adjustment on these is the slightest little tick back and forth. You're over tightened if you don't get a noise, but that's it right there. If you just have that little bit of a knock on a pen reel with the side plate adjuster, you have it right. And this one's going to go fishing again. It's going to make somebody really happy on that one. So those are the reels that I picked up. I got a very good price on it because I started with the broken reels, which he certainly didn't want. Made a package deal out of it when I asked the question, what else do you have, or do you have anything else? And when he did that, well, then we were all happy with that. And then I love flea markets. You can get clippers. In this case, they're just fingernail or toenail clippers, but I use those to clip my line. You can get them for under $1 when you're at flea markets, and those are fantastic in terms of just putting in your tackle box. You can put a lanyard on there. You have a little hole. You can go put some string or a lanyard or anything on there. Tie it to your tackle box, whatever you like, and you're never in search of how to clip your braid or whatever. So that's the previews on some flea market finds. If you want to see these as I publish them, please leave a note, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That's your best answer. If you saw one in here that you would like to see serviced, if I don't have it in my video library, for example, I know I do not have the Quantum Trophy in my library, but if I don't have it in my library, I'll do my best to do a video on those. And if you have a reel that needs to be serviced and you're not up for doing it yourself, well, if you contact me by email on the business card that follows, I'll be happy to provide you with that information. So can't wait to get to this one. Can't wait to take it fishing. It's that time of year where this can be put to good use. This one's almost ready to go, but like I do with everything, we'll take it apart, clean it up, service it, get rid of that line because we have no idea how old the line is on any of these reels. Regardless, you don't want to do something like just assume that this is good braid and then find yourself out there losing a fish because it's frayed somewhere along the line. So get rid of it. Line, in particular monofilament, is inexpensive, and you'd hate to lose the catch of the day or the catch of a lifetime because you were just in a rush, assumed that the line was good, and it wasn't. So I hope you enjoyed this preview. I hope I gave you some tips about purchasing at a flea market. Or even Facebook Marketplace or any of the online places that have reels available. And I hope you stay tuned, stay watching, stay well, stay safe, and have a great day. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle.